Hi, I'm Jenny from Missouri Star Quilt Company. Welcome to our beginner block series. Today we're going to learn how to make a 4-patch. This is an easy and versatile block and you'll really enjoy it because you feel success right away. So we're going to use a strip of fabric that we've cut 2.5 inches wide. Now for the purpose of making this block, you can cut it any width you'd like. But for today's demonstration, we're going to use a 2.5 inch strip because for one reason, the fabric companies are coming out with a 2.5 inch strip they call a jelly roll. It is one fabric from every fabric in the line, and they're already pre-cut in 2.5 inch strips. So all you have to do is lay them down, and you're going to cut subcut them into 2.5 inch squares. So we're going to subcut this, and then we end up with 4 squares to make a 4-patch. We're going to take these 4 patches are going to be made out of contrasting fabric so that you can see how the different patches look together. We're going to lay them out in this order, and you can see how you're going to have a 4-patch. Of course, we need to sew it together, so we'll fold these pieces onto each other, and we're going to line them up. And you'll sew 1/4 inch right along here. You need to set your presser foot on the sewing machine at 1/4 inch and make sure that everything you sew stays that same 1/4 inch. In quilting, the seams are always 1/4 inch, and that helps everything match up perfectly in the end. You don't need to back stitch on them. You just sew through because all these little corners will be caught in the corner of another block. So let's go to the sewing machine and we will sew these 1/4 inch. Okay, now we're ready to sew our 4-patch together, and we will set our machine at 1/4 inch. On this particular machine, I have 1/4 inch presser foot or sewing foot, so it's easy for me. But if you need to measure that out, you can put your needle down and measure 1/4 inch and place a piece of tape so that you're always in the right place. Now we're going to sew along here. This is called chain sewing. You piece them together in a chain. When they're done, you pull them all out of the sewing machine at once, and then you take them over to your ironing board. Now here we are ready to iron. You want to snip in between your chains, no matter how many of them there are. And we're going to open these. We're actually going to lay these dark side up. We will use the iron and press those seams so that it sets them. And then we're going to flip up the dark side, and we will press that to the dark, just like that. And then the next one, we will also press to the dark. If you always press to the dark, when you put your 4-patch together, it will lay real nicely against each other. So now we again are going to turn them, and you see how that lays together and the seams are going either direction. And so we just join them like that, and now we will take them to the sewing machine.
Hold it.
For those of you who are beginning, you may want to stick a pin right in between the seam right here to hold it down. I've been doing this for a very long time, so I can see that these match up correctly. And I will set it up under here, again using 1/4 inch, and away we go. Now we'll trim that off, and we will be ready to see our final 4-patch. Now we're going to set our seam, and then we'll open this up. And as you can see, we have a perfectly matched 4-patch. Now you can use the 4-patch for all different kinds of things. I like to use them if you set them together with another block. They almost make an Irish chain looking design. So now that you have your finished 4-patch, it can be used for all kinds of things. We'll show you an example of a 4-patch that is used in a table runner. It just makes a lovely pattern, and it's very easy. When you use a 4-patch and squares of the same size, you put them side by side and you come very quickly. You can have a nice table runner. I hope you've enjoyed learning how to make a 4-patch. Come see us next time, and happy quilting.